Welcome to Star Citizen and the latest concept ship, the Robot Space Industries Arrastra. The Arrastra was presented as part of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2953 and is supposed to close the considerable gap from the Argo Mole to an Orion mining platform as a deep space mining platform. Therefore, we will not only take a detailed look at all available information about the Arrastra, but also at the origin of the name after it was mentioned in the Inside Star Citizen about the Arrastra. Because the name was probably not chosen by chance. Historically, an Arrastra was a primitive mill for the grinding and powdering of various ores, mostly gold or silver. And since this corresponds more to the physical dismantling by a mill than to an Orion mining platform, this indicates that the Arrastra can also operate in this area. Details on this will hopefully be provided by the following Q&A. The technical data available so far are in any case promising. So we have a 5-man crew, a pilot, a co-pilot and 2 mining operators, or have access to the remote gun turrets, which are all operated remotely. And finally, an engineering function, which will be found in the interior of the ship. With a flight length of 124 meters and a landing distance of 160 meters, the Arrastra plays in the area of a hammerhead or carrack. The width is 64 meters in flight, which is 4 meters longer than in the landing state. And the height is 21 meters, so a typical Robot Space Industries design. The dual cargo system is also a novelty, because in addition to 64 SCU internal cargo, inside the ship, the Arrastra also has access to 512 SCU external cargo, which is intended to be storage areas for already refined materials. Because a core competence of the Arrastra is its own on-board refinery, which should be significantly more powerful than previous refineries. But the ship's components don't have to hide either. So we have access to a Site 3 radar, 2 Site 3 power plants, a Site 3 quantum drive and 2 Site 3 shields. Thus, the Arrastra remains in the area of Site 3 as far as the components are concerned and does not reach the mark of capital ships. As an armament, the Arrastra can reach 3 Site 3 remote turrets, 2 on the sides and 1 drivable in the rear upper area or movable downwards. And each of these remote turrets has access to 4 Site 3 weapon hardpoints. But the missile arsenal is also attractive. Here the pilot has access to 4 Size 4 and 2 Size 5 missiles, as well as the crew in general to 8 Size 1 and 4 Size 3 missiles. The heart of the Arrastra, however, are the 3 remote mining lasers, which show a different form and the way of working than the already known ones from the Prospector or Mole. Here too, the Q&A is to be waited for to see how far these lasers differ from the previous ones. And finally, the Arrastra has access to a remote tractor beam in the rear. But the real highlight is the fact that all turrets can be accessed remotely, whether turrets for mining, weapons or the tractor beam. And so a command center in the cockpit area is the best choice. And already in the Inside Star Citizen was mentioned that the middle mining laser, which we usually see in the upper area, will be completely movable downwards. And here the work area will be much wider. But above all, there is still an area between the 2 outposts in the front, which so far seems to be without a function or the function has not yet been announced. And exactly in this area, a physical recording of mining material would be conceivable, analogous to the upcoming expansion of the salvaging mechanics, where physical material is also cutted, collected and crushed and ultimately processed into commercial goods. Here an analogous mechanics for the mining area and the Arrastra would be conceivable. But this XXL mining ship has more features to offer. On the one hand, the obvious docking ports, which allow a ship to station and later, of course, a ship-to-ship dock. In addition, the Arrastra apparently has a special loading and unloading mechanics, especially in the area of the external cargo capacities. Here, the loading and unloading will not only be possible in the weightlessness, but also on the ground. And over the ramp at the back we have space for 2 vehicles the size of a ROC DS or a Simula. And after the ground mining was repeatedly explicitly mentioned in the combination, it can be assumed that the refinery process can also be possible for ground mined materials. And this offers the Arrastra an exciting overall package for the next evolution stage of mining. But the Arrastra is definitely not a bargain. Because for $525 war bond without taxes, this is already settled in the concept phase in the upper price range. And for the store credit variant, $575 is required. And this variant comes against the war bond lifetime insurance variant and only with 10 years insurance. And concierge buyers have the option to purchase the Nocturne paint in addition for around $50 or free in a war bond package with the Arrastra. The cheapest CCU upgrade would be available from the rarely available and also soon rising in price Hull D for $25. A more reasonable upgrade would be the flyable Hercules Starlifter M2 for $55. However, this is also not permanently available. The cheapest upgrade of a non-limited ship would be the previous Queen of Mining, the Argo Mole, for $260. And since concept ships are usually more expensive for a release, this will be the case for the Arrastra. So a price increase is very likely here. And as a concept, the Arrastra receives up to the appearance currently as loaner ships, a Prospector, an Argo Mole and the Anvil Arrow. In addition, it can be assumed that with the appearance of the Arrastra, this will be the loaner for owners of the Orion mining platform, as an even larger variant of RSI. And of course, we will keep you up to date with the Arrastra's Q&A, which will be available in the next few days. But what do you think about the Arrastra from Robert Space Industries? The optimal expansion of an Argo Mole or a completely new class of mining? Is this giant worth an upgrade? Or has the Arrastra already wandered in your hangar? I'm curious to hear what you think. Let us know in the Discord, in the video comments or in the daily Twitch live streams. And finally, a tip for everyone who stayed here. The experience as a long-term Star Citizen shows that you should definitely wait for a Q&A before making decisions such as an upgrade or a merge. And in addition, the Arrastra as a new concept ship is available for some time longer and not limited like the other ships in the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I say goodbye, until next time, see you soon, and of course, see you in the verse.